A journey through lost civilizations, the forgotten worlds. That time erased, close your eyes, let the weight of the present moment slip away. Breathe in deeply, filling your lungs with the cool air of the unknown, and exhale slowly, releasing the thoughts of today. As you listen to these words, imagine yourself stepping beyond the boundaries of time, slipping effortlessly into the forgotten past. There was a time before the world we know, before the great cities that still stand today, before recorded history, before even the oldest legends, there were civilizations, vast and mysterious, whose echoes still whisper to us from the ruins they left behind. Some of these lost worlds were swallowed by the sea. Others were consumed by jungles, deserts, or the slow march of time itself. A few vanished without a trace, leaving only questions behind. Who were these people? What secrets did they hold? And why did they disappear? Tonight, we embark on a journey through time, exploring the remnants of civilizations that once flourished, only to be forgotten. Their stories stretch across continents, from the shadowed temples of the Amazon to the sunken ruins beneath the waves of the Indian Ocean. Each whisper of the past carries a lesson, a mystery, an invitation to imagine the world as it once was. Let the steady rhythm of history lull you into a deep, peaceful rest. As you sink further into relaxation, we begin our journey in a place that defies everything we thought we knew about human history. Deep in the rolling hills of Anatolia, where an ancient sanctuary challenges our understanding of civilization itself. Chapter 1. Gobekli Tepe, the world's first temple. 12,000 years ago, in an era when humanity was still a collection of scattered hunter-gatherer tribes, something astonishing happened. In the hills of what is now southeastern Turkey, a group of people gathered to build something truly extraordinary, something that would remain hidden beneath the earth for millennia before being uncovered in the modern age. This place is known as Gobekli Tepe. Its name means Potbelly Hill in Turkish, a simple title for what may be the world's oldest known temple. Here, towering stone pillars, some standing over 20 feet tall and weighing 50 tons, form vast circular enclosures, carefully arranged with a level of skill that seems impossible for its time. Before agriculture, before cities, before even the invention of pottery, these ancient builders carved enormous megaliths and adorned them with intricate depictions of animals. Foxes, scorpions, lions, vultures, symbols of a forgotten belief system. The sheer scale of Gobekli Tepe suggests an organized, deeply spiritual society. But here is where the mystery deepens. These people were not farmers. They had no permanent settlements. And yet, they devoted centuries to constructing and maintaining this site, hauling massive stones across great distances, using methods we do not fully understand. What force, what belief, drove them to create such a sacred space? Some believe Gobekli Tepe was a place of worship, a shrine dedicated to ancient gods or spirits. Others think it was a meeting ground where scattered tribes came together in ritual gatherings. But the most perplexing mystery of all is this. Sometime around 8000 BCE, the builders deliberately buried the entire site. They covered their own creation in sand and earth, hiding it from the world. Why? Was it part of a sacred ritual? A final farewell to a dying way of life? Or were they hiding something that needed to be sealed away? Some theories suggest that Gobekli Tepe is evidence of a civilization far older than we currently recognize, one that predates our understanding of history itself. Others propose that it was a remnant of a lost age, perhaps even connected to the mythical civilizations that appear in ancient legends across cultures. What is certain is that Gobekli Tepe stands as a challenge to everything we thought we knew. It whispers to us from a time beyond memory, urging us to reconsider the origins of human civilization. As you drift deeper into relaxation, imagine standing among those ancient stones, feeling the weight of history pressing against you. The wind carries the echoes of forgotten prayers, and the stars above shine as they did 12,000 years ago. But our journey does not end here. Now, we leave the dry hills of Turkey and travel into the dense, untamed jungle of the Amazon, where another lost civilization has been hiding in plain sight. Chapter 2. The Lost Cities of the Amazon. For centuries, the Amazon rainforest was thought to be an untamed wilderness, untouched by great civilizations. Explorers who ventured into its depths spoke of endless trees, winding rivers, and unseen creatures lurking in the shadows. But they rarely spoke of cities, and yet, beneath the thick jungle canopy, something incredible has been discovered. Using advanced LiDAR technology, archaeologists have uncovered vast networks of roads, ceremonial plazas, and even pyramids hidden beneath the forest floor. This was no mere collection of scattered villages. It was a civilization. The people who built these lost cities flourished long before European explorers arrived, developing complex societies, irrigation systems, and architectural wonders that rivaled anything seen in the ancient world. Some of these settlements were so vast that they stretched for miles, interconnected by causeways and waterways. But who were these people? Many believe they were part of the mound builders of the Amazon, a lost society that constructed great earthen mounds and cities, only to vanish under mysterious circumstances. Others suggest they may be linked to the legendary El Dorado, the fabled city of gold that Spanish explorers sought in vain. Yet, despite their achievements, these civilizations fell. One theory suggests they were wiped out by disease, brought by European contact, which devastated up to 90% of the indigenous population. Others believe they were victims of environmental changes, as deforestation and shifting climates made survival impossible. Or perhaps, like so many lost civilizations, they simply faded away, their people dispersing into smaller tribes, their cities swallowed by the relentless jungle. As you listen, imagine standing in the heart of the Amazon, the sounds of the rainforest surrounding you. The ruins of forgotten temples lie hidden beneath the trees, waiting to be rediscovered. Somewhere, beneath the earth and the roots, the voices of the past whisper, telling stories no one remembers. We move onward, leaving behind the mysteries of the jungle and setting sail across the Atlantic. Our next stop is a land of kings and merchants, a powerful empire that once rivaled Rome, before it too disappeared into history's shadows. Chapter 3. The Vanished Empire of Great Zimbabwe. Across the rolling savannas of southern Africa, beneath the golden sun, lie the ruins of an empire that once thrived, a civilization so powerful and advanced that for centuries, European colonizers refused to believe that it had been built by African hands. This is Great Zimbabwe, a city of towering stone walls, ancient passageways, and enigmatic ruins that stand as a testament to a forgotten kingdom. The first Europeans who saw these ruins in the 16th century were astounded. The walls, built entirely without mortar, rose over 30 feet high, crafted with precision that rivaled the masonry of medieval Europe. Inside, archaeologists have uncovered remnants of a thriving civilization, golden artifacts, intricate soapstone carvings, and evidence of extensive trade with distant lands. But who were the people of Great Zimbabwe? Historians believe they were the ancestors of the Shona people, a powerful society that ruled over vast territories and engaged in long-distance trade with merchants from as far away as China and Persia. The kingdom's wealth came from gold, vast mines that produced riches beyond imagination. Ivory and precious metals flowed through its markets, exchanged for silk, ceramics, and spices from the distant world beyond the Indian Ocean. At its peak, Great Zimbabwe may have been home to 20,000 people, a metropolis of stone and wealth, dominating the trade routes of southern Africa. But then, the empire collapsed. Why? Some believe the land simply could not sustain such a large population. Over-farming, deforestation, and water shortages may have forced its people to abandon the great city. Others suspect political struggles, internal conflicts, or shifting trade routes led to its decline. By the 15th century, Great Zimbabwe was empty, left to crumble under the weight of time. For centuries, European explorers and colonialists refused to believe that Africans had built such a sophisticated civilization. They spun myths of lost white settlers, ancient Phoenicians, or even biblical figures as the true builders of Great Zimbabwe. But today, we know the truth. This was an African empire, a kingdom of architects, traders, and rulers, whose legacy still echoes in the land. Imagine standing before the stone walls, feeling their cold, ancient surface beneath your fingertips. The whispers of a lost empire drift through the air, telling of a time when gold and power flowed through this place like a great river. we leave behind the ruins of great Zimbabwe and sail across the seas to a kingdom even more mysterious, one that now lies beneath the waves. Chapter 4: The Sunken City of Dwarka. Deep beneath the waters of the Arabian Sea, off the coast of India, lies a city of legend, Dwarka, the golden city of the Hindu god Krishna. For thousands of years, Dwarka was thought to be nothing more than myth, a sacred story passed down through the ages. Ancient texts spoke of its beauty, a city built of gold, adorned with palaces, temples, and streets paved with gemstones. But legend tells of its tragic end. The city was swallowed by the sea, disappearing without a trace. For centuries, scholars believed Dwarka was purely a story. But in 2001, something extraordinary happened. Marine archaeologists, using sonar scans, discovered vast stone structures beneath the ocean, arranged in geometric patterns that suggested an advanced, organized civilization. The ruins were 9,000 years old, older than any known city in India. The implications were staggering. If these ruins truly belonged to ancient Dwarka, it meant that India's history stretched back far further than anyone had believed. It would mean that at the dawn of human civilization, there was already a thriving, highly developed city standing on the shores of the Arabian Sea. Who built this city? Some believe it was the Indus Valley Civilization, one of the world's oldest and most mysterious cultures. Others think it was the historical Dwarka, proof that the myths of Krishna may be based on real events. And yet, the city remains hidden beneath the sea, its ruins silent and untouched, waiting for someone to uncover its secrets. Close your eyes and imagine drifting through the waters, your body weightless as you glide past the remains of ancient temples and streets long forgotten. The sea whispers its secrets, the remnants of a civilization that once stood proud before vanishing beneath the waves. Now, we move forward in time once more, to an empire that ruled the Americas long before Columbus ever set foot on its shores. Chapter 5: Cahokia, the forgotten metropolis of North America. Long before the arrival of European settlers, a great city stood along the banks of the Mississippi River. It was larger than London in its time, a sprawling metropolis of towering earthen pyramids, intricate wooden palisades, and wide plazas filled with tens of thousands of people. This was Cahokia, the greatest city of the Mississippian culture. Between 1050 and 1350 CE, Cahokia was the center of a vast network of trade and culture. Its people built massive mounds, some over 100 feet tall, that served as temples, gathering places, and tombs for their leaders. The most impressive of these is Monk's Mound, an earthen pyramid so large that its base is bigger than the Great Pyramid of Giza. At its height, Cahokia was a hub of commerce, religion, and social organization. The city had a sophisticated economy, with goods flowing from across North America, copper from the Great Lakes, shells from the Gulf of Mexico, and even obsidian from the Rocky Mountains. But perhaps the most mysterious structure in Cahokia was Woodhenge, a massive circle of wooden posts that seemed to track the movements of the sun, much like England's Stonehenge. Did the people of Cahokia use it as an astronomical calendar, a sacred gathering site, a place of ritual and prophecy? And then, without warning, Cahokia vanished. By the time European explorers arrived, the city was long abandoned, its people gone. What caused its collapse? Some believe Cahokia suffered from climate change, its once fertile lands drying out due to prolonged droughts. Others think overpopulation and resource depletion made survival impossible. Disease, warfare, or internal strife may have played a role as well. But one thing is certain: Cahokia was one of the most advanced civilizations of its time, a city that flourished before fading into obscurity. Imagine walking through its ancient streets, hearing the distant echoes of markets, ceremonies, and laughter. The mounds rise around you, silent and eternal, holding the secrets of a forgotten people. As you drift deeper into relaxation, let your mind wander through the ruins of time. From the jungles of the Amazon to the golden palaces of Dwarka, from the mighty walls of Great Zimbabwe to the vanished streets of Cahokia, history whispers to us, waiting to be rediscovered. But our journey is not yet over. There are still more civilizations to uncover, mysteries buried beneath sand, ice, and ocean, waiting for their stories to be told. Chapter 6: The Enigma of Gobekli Tepe, the world's first temple. Beneath the dry, windswept hills of southeastern Turkey lies something that defies everything we thought we knew about human civilization. A place so ancient, so impossibly old, that it rewrites history itself. This is Gobekli Tepe, a vast temple complex built by unknown hands over 11,000 years ago. That's 6,000 years older than Stonehenge, and 7,000 years before the Egyptian pyramids. Archaeologists were stunned when they uncovered the site. Massive stone pillars, some towering 20 feet high, arranged in intricate circular patterns. Each stone is adorned with carvings, fearsome lions, slithering snakes, strange humanoid figures. These were not primitive structures. They were masterpieces of engineering, crafted by a people who predated even the first cities. But how? Who built Gobekli Tepe? At this time in history, humans were believed to be simple hunter-gatherers. They had no farms, no villages, no written language. And yet, they had somehow managed to construct a monument so sophisticated, so grand, that it still stands today. Theories swirl around the purpose of this place. Some believe it was a temple, the world's first place of worship, where early humans gathered to honor their gods or ancestors. Others think it was an astronomical observatory, tracking the stars and marking the passage of time. And then suddenly, it was buried, intentionally, as if those who built it wanted to hide it from the world. Why would a civilization go through the effort of constructing such a massive site, only to bury it? Some believe a cataclysm forced them to abandon it. Others suggest it was a ritual act, a way to close a sacred chapter of their history. Imagine standing in the heart of Gobekli Tepe, the towering stones rising around you. Feel the rough carvings beneath your fingertips, the whisper of ancient voices in the wind. You are in the presence of the world's first builders, a people lost to time, their secrets buried beneath the earth. But now, we travel to a place where an entire civilization vanished, swallowed by the jungle. Chapter 7. The Lost Cities of the Maya. Deep in the rainforests of Central America, hidden beneath dense foliage and creeping vines, lie the ruins of a once great empire, the cities of the Maya civilization. From 2000 BCE to 1500 CE, the Maya ruled over vast territories, spanning modern-day Mexico, Guatemala, Belize, Honduras, and El Salvador. They were master architects, astronomers, and mathematicians, building towering pyramids and mapping the stars with precision unmatched by most civilizations of their time. Their cities, Tikal, Palenque, Copan, Calakmul, and the legendary El Mirador, were bustling centers of art, science, and trade. The Maya developed one of the most complex writing systems in the ancient world, filling their temples and monuments with glyphs that tell the stories of their kings and gods. But then, something unthinkable happened. Between 800 and 900 CE, the Maya cities collapsed. Their great temples were abandoned. Their palaces fell into ruin. Their civilization, which had thrived for centuries, suddenly vanished into the jungle. What happened? For decades, scholars have searched for answers. Some believe the Maya exhausted their resources. Deforestation, soil depletion, and overpopulation may have made it impossible to sustain their cities. Others point to climate change and prolonged droughts, which may have turned fertile lands into barren wastelands. There is also evidence of warfare and internal conflict. The Maya were not a unified empire, but a collection of city-states, often locked in bitter rivalries. Did centuries of fighting weaken them beyond recovery? And yet, the Maya never truly disappeared. Their descendants still live in Central America, preserving the traditions of their ancestors. Imagine wandering through the ruins of Tikal, the massive temples rising above the jungle canopy. The calls of distant howler monkeys echo through the trees, a reminder that nature has reclaimed what was once a mighty kingdom. From the depths of the jungle, we now travel to a place even more mysterious, a civilization hidden beneath the sands of the Sahara. Chapter 8. The Kingdom of the Garamantes. The Desert Empire. Beneath the shifting sands of the Sahara Desert, hidden from sight, lies the forgotten kingdom of the Garamantes. For centuries, historians believed the Sahara was an impenetrable barrier, a wasteland where no great civilization could rise. And yet, beneath the dunes of modern-day Libya, archaeologists discovered something extraordinary. The remains of an advanced and powerful kingdom. The Garamantes were not mere desert nomads. They built fortified cities, complex irrigation systems, and an extensive underground canal network that allowed them to thrive in one of the most inhospitable places on Earth. Their capital, Jerma, was a bustling trade hub, connected to the vast Saharan trade routes. They dealt in gold, salt, and exotic goods, bridging the worlds of North Africa, the Mediterranean, and sub-Saharan Africa. And yet, like so many before them, they vanished. The desert swallowed their cities, the canals dried up. The once thriving empire became a whisper on the wind, buried beneath the sands. What happened to the Garamantes? Some believe they simply overused their water supply. Their underground reservoirs ran dry, leaving them unable to sustain their cities. Others suggest the Roman Empire, which saw them as a threat, may have weakened them through conflict and conquest. Now, the desert hides their secrets. Close your eyes and picture standing in the midst of their lost cities, the sun blazing overhead, the sands stretching in all directions. The whispers of a forgotten empire drift through the air, a reminder that even the mightiest civilizations can be swallowed by time. We have walked through the stone ruins of great Zimbabwe, dove beneath the waves to explore Dwarka, stood among the towering mounds of Cahokia, marveled at the carvings of Gobekli Tepe, wandered the jungle-covered pyramids of the Maya, and uncovered the lost desert cities of the Garamantes. Each of these civilizations, once powerful, now exists only in ruins. What other lost civilizations remain, waiting to be discovered? What stories have been buried beneath the earth, the ocean, the jungle, and the desert? Perhaps, as you drift into sleep, you will dream of ancient cities, lost empires, and the mysteries of history yet to be unraveled. The past is never truly gone. It waits just beneath the surface for those willing to listen.